is, I think, from Brave. I don't know what this unicorn is from actually, but we have The Incredibles, Bugs Life, Toy Story, Coco, Pinocchio, this is Cinderella, I think, Cars. I'm not sure if this chicken, I feel like I've seen it in Moana, but I'm not 100% sure. The Palace from Aladdin, Snow White, Monsters Inc., Ratatouille, and 101 Dalmatians, and then Frozen, and I do not know what these two are from actually. So if I flip it over, just briefly look at the back. Oh, it lists all of the things that I've just listed pretty much. I didn't think I missed any. Maybe Inside Out and Finding Dory, but I did say Finding Nemo. I didn't see anything from Up. Did you guys? Okay. So like I said, doesn't look like it's huge, but it really is very detailed. I'm just opening it up to kind of round about the middle type page, just to show you the layout. So we have the characters, and then there'll be a map. So lots to go through. So let's start. The first page that we open it up to has like map type parchment paper in the background, and then landmarks along the bottom of different places from the films. The page. Again, same kind of parchment type print, and then the title of the book. So if we go up as far as Toy Story, and then I will complete this side of the of all the contents next week. First up, we have Peter Pan. So I'll just read you the first little bit, and then I'll go through the characters. It says the story begins in the London nursery of Wendy, John, and Michael Darling. The three children are visited by Peter Pan, who's looking for the shadow he has left behind. When he finds it, Wendy helps to sew it back on. In return, with the help of Tinkerbell, the fairy, and her magical dust, Peter takes the children on a flight to Neverland. So this part just basically tells you who resides on the island, and then it gives you a short rundown of the actual story of Peter Pan, like a really condensed version of the book or the story. I think that's basically all it says. So let's look at the characters. We have Peter Pan, Tinkerbell the fairy, Captain Hook, Mr. Smee. Sorry if you can hear a funny whistling noise, it's just the wind is just near there. I never put together the link that it's Skull Rock from Peter Pan ever. Oh my goodness, that's like a huge revelation. And then we've got Peter Pan with the darlings flying behind him and the Lost Boys down at the bottom. I love books like this because there's just so much to explore, and also you learn new little bits that maybe you didn't pick up from the film, or like me, all those times I've seen Skull Rock, all the photos I have of it. That's so funny. Okay, next up we have the movie Dumbo. As a train makes its way to the first circus show of many, a stork delivers a baby to Mrs. Jumbo the elephant. When the baby elephant sneezes, the other elephants notice his huge ears. A group of children ridicule him and give him the nickname Dumbo. When Mrs. Jumbo tries to stop someone from pulling Dumbo's big ears, she is captured and locked in a cage, and Dumbo becomes the circus joke. That sounds like such a sad story. So this tells the story of Dumbo over here. And then we have the characters: Dumbo, Timothy Q Mouse, Mrs. Jumbo. Does that mean that his name is Dumbo Jumbo? I'm just asking. Casey. Oh my goodness, another revelation. So I did not know that the train Casey Jr. was named after the train in Dumbo. I wasn't sure what it was from, but now I'm aware. Casey Jr. the steam train, Mr. Stork, the ringmaster, the circus elephants, and circus animals. I think I probably watched Dumbo like once maybe or twice when I was a kid, but I really don't remember much about it. It wasn't one of my favourites. I really liked stuff like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. I wasn't as keen on Dumbo and Snow White and things like that. So we have Dumbo flying up above the island, and Casey Jr. the train running all through, with the train tracks going all around the island, obviously. And here is the circus with the ringmaster and the elephants. And Mr. Stork is watching from high up on his cloud. I think this map is a little more basic than the other one because there's not as much to it, and the colours are not as vivid as in the previous one that we just did of Peter Pan. Pinocchio. I did watch this quite a few times as a kid. I think it used to scare me. Different parts. Oh, she was the blue fairy, that's what she was from on the front cover. Yeah, I think when they start turning into donkeys or whatever it is in the fairground, that bit used to really scare me when I was a kid. So let's have a look. Geppetto seems content with a simple life, toiling away in his wood carving workshop with pets for company. He makes a wooden figure that he names Pinocchio, and before falling asleep, wishes that the puppet becomes a real boy. Then, during the night, the blue fairy visits the workshop, and she relegates her stepdaughter to life as a scullery maid. Each day the queen asks her magic mirror, who is the fairest one of all, and is pleased to find out that she remains the fairest for now. Whilst undertaking her chores, Snow White meets a handsome prince, and it is love at first sight. So the characters that we have in this one are Snow White, the princess, the Wicked Queen, and the seven dwarfs, Grumpy, Dopey, Doc, Sneezy, Happy, Bashful, and Sleepy. Which one would you be? I would be Sleepy. Every day of the week. Then we have the prince, the magic mirror, the huntsman, and the witch, which is actually the queen in a disguise. Oh, I like this map. It's very foresty, very like earthy and green. This is probably my favourite one so far. So we have the castle where the queen and at the beginning Snow White also live. Then the forest over here where the huntsman is. These trees look so scary. Some forest animals, and then the house of the seven dwarfs, and of course the mine where they work, harvesting beautiful gems. And there is the prince, which I'm assuming this is the princess's castle. And up here on this rock we have the witch. And there's Snow White's coffin. So morbid. Oh, another classic. This was one that I watched a lot as a kid. I really enjoyed this one. It is The Jungle Book. Bagheera, a kind panther living in the jungle of India, discovers an abandoned baby in a small boat. Feeling sorry for the baby, Bagheera takes him to a family of wolves who he knows will look after him. 10 years later, Mowgli is part of the jungle and a part of his newfound wolf family. That sounds like an ideal way to grow up, to be fair, away from all the people. So this is like the condensed version of the story again. I don't know whether you can hear that noise in the background or not, because to me it's really loud. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to watch this back and see if it's too annoying. Mowgli, Baloo the bear, Bagheera, Kaa, Shere Khan, King Louie, Rama, I don't remember that. Oh, the adopted this map. In the background we have the mountains, and then in the foreground we have the forest. So this is Belle's father's house. There he is with his horse. And if we follow the river over the bridge, we get to the village where Belle lives. There's Gaston and his adoring fans going through the forest there, past the wolves, all the way up to the castle of the prince, or should I say the beast. And there's Belle and the beast. Another one of my absolute favourites as a kid, and this time it is Aladdin. Life is tough for a street rat in the city of Agrabah. After he encounters Princess Jasmine in disguise, the royal guards capture Aladdin for stealing bread. But his fortunes turn when a stranger releases him from prison. Taken to the Cave of Wonders in the desert, he is told to touch only an old lamp. After his monkey Abu puts his paws on forbidden treasure, they narrowly escape. So the characters that we have are Aladdin himself and Jasmine, who becomes his princess. Sorry, spoiler alert. The genie, Abu, Aladdin's little monkey friend. The magic carpet. The sultan. Raja the tiger who belongs to Jasmine. Jafar the advisor. The royal guards, and Iago. Do you remember the game on the Dreamcast or whatever? And it was Aladdin, and you had to like jump and get apples and swing away. Oh my god, it was so hard. It was like literally I could not ever get past a certain point. I think you can buy it now on the PlayStation, like a remastered version or something, or Aladdin and some other games of that same era, but it's just as hard. I think it was crazy when games did not have like a save point or a checkpoint and you just had to play them for hours and hours on end just to get a little bit further and never complete them. So this map is so pretty. Pinks and kind of like browns and yellows and then blues, purples. Only a diamond in the rough can access the Cave of Wonders and its treasures. So there's a part in that ride I was telling you about with the miniatures where you're on your boat and you go through the mouth of the Cave of Wonders, and it's amazing to just go, literally you're on the river and you just go in through his mouth. Absolutely love that part. So we have the genie and Jafar and Iago over here, and then the royal guards, the city of Agrabah, with the castle up at the top, Raja sitting by the fountain, and Jasmine and Aladdin on the magic carpet. Most of these maps have a river running through them. I felt like that wasn't a river because it went up into the sky, but I think it is Roger and Anita meet in Regent's Park thanks to Pongo. Pongo first sets eyes on Anita and Perdita just outside of Roger's flat. And then over here is where all the bad things are starting to happen. So we have Cruella de Vil and the two, I can't remember their names, Jasper and Horace. One of my top favourites, the Little Mermaid. Atlantica is an immense under-the-sea kingdom filled with fish, crustaceans, mermaids, sunken ships, and a castle. The kingdom is ruled by King Triton. He has 7 talented daughters who love to sing. The youngest, Ariel, longs to be amongst people on land, which is strictly forbidden by her father. So in this one we have Ariel, Flounder, Sebastian the crab, Scuttle the seagull, King Triton, Ariel's sisters, Ursula, Flotsam and Jetsam, Prince Eric, Max, who is Prince Eric's dog, Grimsby the butler, and Carlotta the housekeeper. So this map is pretty cool. It's a little bit different because it's mainly underwater, and then we just have at the top a tiny bit of land. I love this little compass part as well, being the steering wheel of the ship. It's not called steering wheel, what's it called? I can't remember. So down here under the sea, we have Ariel and King Triton and all of her little bits and thingamabobs. Then a little bit further along we have Ursula and the eels. Then up on the beach we have Prince Eric and Max, and there is Prince Eric's, I want to say castle, but it's not really a castle, is it? It looks a bit castle-esque, but and he is a prince, so maybe it is a castle. Just looks a little bit understated. And here we have the Lion King. I watched this quite a lot, but I found it kind of sad, I guess. Like, I know it's got sad parts and the rest of it is then like happy, but it always left me like feeling a little bit sad. So the Pride Lands in Africa are a harmonious place where lions reign. The king Mufasa instructs his son Simba that every creature is to be respected. From the crawling ant to the leaping antelope, when the animals die, even great predators, they become a part of the earth, where they are eaten by the smallest creatures. The circle of life is the key to stability here. There we have Simba as a cub, and Nala as a cub as well. Mufasa, Simba's father, king of Pride Rock, and Sarabi, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, the queen. There's Rafiki, the medicine monkey, and Zazu the bird, Pumbaa and Timon, of course, and at the bottom we have Scar, the villain of the story, Shenzi, Banzai, and Ed. Let's take a look at the map. Wow! Beautiful colours on Savannah, but that might not be the right word. So here's Pride Rock, and then as we come a little bit further out, we've got the jungle over here. Rafiki up here on this tree. And down at the bottom we have Scar and the hyenas plotting. And there's the gorge where Mufasa famously falls. Well, it's not really, he doesn't really fall, does he? Now this was never my favourite as a child, but obviously now being Wonderland obsessed as I am, this would have to be my favourite at the age that I am now. Is Alice in Wonderland. Absolutely love Alice's Labyrinth in Disneyland Paris. You just kind of walk around and there's loads to see, and then eventually you get to the Queen's Castle in the centre. And you can go up to the top and look out and see so many things. I love it. While sitting on the riverbank on a warm day, a girl named Alice spots a white rabbit in a waistcoat. She follows him down a rabbit hole and enters a strange wonderland where there are talking doors, drinks to make you shrink, and biscuits to make you grow. After adjusting her size to fit through a talking door, Alice finds herself bobbing along on a sea of her own tears in a glass bottle. So we have Alice, the white rabbit, the Cheshire cat, the caterpillar, Queen of Hearts, and the King of Hearts, the Mad Hatter, the March Hare, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, playing cards, which are the royal cards, Doorknob, Flowers, and Dinah, Alice's pet kitten in like the real world part. I actually collect Disney plush cats. I have obviously Cheshire Cat, Figaro from Pinocchio, and Lucifer from Cinderella, things like that, but I am yet to find a Dinah. I think they used to do them back in the day, but I never found one. So I'm always on the lookout for like a vintage Disney Dinah. I already know this is going to be my favourite map just because of how much I love Alice in Wonderland. So again we have a river kind of intertwining itself around the whole of the map. Seems to be a theme. So here is the tree where we begin in the field of daisies, and there's Dinah waiting for Alice to return, and then we drop down the rabbit hole into the hole where she famously, I don't know why I keep using the word famously because that's really strange, fills it with her tears and she begins to cry, and there is there's her pool of tears, ends up joining the sea, and then we have the whole walrus and the carpenter story, and the dodo and the oysters and things like that. And then out of this door we find the white rabbit, the caterpillar, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum. There's a bread and butter fly there, and the magical flowers leading up to the tea party. present arrives. Buzz Lightyear, complete with pop-out wings and laser beam action. Woody is no longer the favourite, and Buzz is convinced that he has landed on an alien planet. So I was older when Toy Story became popular, or even when it came out. I think I was a bit older, but I did watch it with my brother, probably, I think, and I really loved it. I've never seen all of them. I think I've seen the first two, but that's it. So we have Andy, Woody and Buzz, Bo Peep, Rex and Ham, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky Dog, Sid. Oh my goodness, Sid's toys always used to scare me. Scud the dog, RC car, and mutant toys. Yeah, they used to really scare me, I think. Even though I was older, they were still freaky. This is such a different type of map because it's just actual, like, suburban kind of houses rather than a magical, fantastical kind of map. So we have Pizza Planet at the top. There's Buzz and Woody flying through the air, and just a set of houses. There's the moving truck that they are trying to catch up with at a certain point. And there's Andy's house and his next door neighbour Sid. Oh, it's so detailed. You can see the little for sale sign and the sold sign, and it even tallies up with the